Hi everyone. Today is Wednesday, April the 5th. Not such a good day in the Ozarks. Got about an inch of rain last night. It's misting today, windy. I think we got enough, probably got over an inch of rain last night. It ought to wash out the creeks. Get out there when they get down a little bit. So I was sitting inside, thought I'd show a few artifacts. And what I want to show is some unusual artifacts in that the way they were found was unusual. We all found artifacts without seeing them, and when we're digging. And but all these artifacts I found without actually seeing them. You say, well, how can you find them without seeing them? Well, there's a story here. First one is this grooved celt. Some people might think it's a grooved axe, but it's actually a celt, grooved celt. I found this in 1993. If y'all remember, in 1993 there was a great flood. The Missouri and Mississippi rivers were flooded for weeks. And it backed up the water all the way up, Phelps County here in the middle of the state. And our local river here, when it finally went down enough, I went over and got down below the bank and walking along the bank, and the mud about up to my knees, and I noticed a hole in the bank. I said, figure out what the hole was there for, and said, oh, something must have washed out there. So I reached down in the mud up to my elbow and felt around and pulled up this celt. Really surprised on that. This is the only one I know found in Phelps County as far as a groove celt. There have been other celts found. And, it's got a square pole on it. I'm just going to show you this one a friend of mine found up in St. Louis County. I think this is the Hopewell celt. He found it in a water seep along the side of a hill. It's got iron deposit from the water. And the thing interested in this celt is it's called a crease celt. If you look real close, it's got a crease right on the tip. And they're not real sure why they put a crease on them. But they think it was a way to mark the top of it or the bottom so they can put it back in the haft. Same way it came out, so when they used it again, it wouldn't split their handle on their little haft. That's kind of neat. The second piece is a Scaloran point. I found this in '94, in the winter of '94. You know how the river banks on the south side especially will get real greasy in the afternoon, and I was walking along there and I slipped and fell, and I slid quite a few feet down and covered in mud. And when I pushed myself up, there was a little big side clod there, and I pushed on that clod, and the tip of this arrowhead pushed right in the center of my palm, right through my glove. And didn't know what the heck it was, so I pawed around in there a little bit and found the tip sticking out. And that clod was frozen, so I had to take it down to break it apart and take it down to water, and it eventually found this. This is probably the longest bird point I've ever found. This third object is a full grooved axe made out of hematite. And I found this in 95 after we had another big flood in 95, and I was walking along that same bank and river had washed out a trash pit. There was pottery washed down all down the side of the bank into the river, and I was picking up these pieces, looking for the pieces, and got down to the edge of the river. There's probably about a 12-14 inch drop off, and I was reaching there picking up pieces of the pottery and stones and everything, and I picked up this rock, and I thought that really felt heavy, and when I brought it up to the surface, it was this full grooved axe. The axe got a couple grooves on it. Actually, it's got a groove there, and part of it's got a groove here. Might be able to see it a little better right there, where they used it to half down their handle. So that was a real unusual find. And this disc oil, 1998, working up in Lincoln County, and I worked for a pipeline company, and pipeline gotten some right of way had gotten eroded away and along the Quiver River. We went up there to repair it. So we had a track hole up there, and we dug it out, checked the coating, make sure it wasn't damaged, and repaired some of it, put some rock shield around it, and we could put some shot rock on it, keep it from eroding again. But we had to dig around the pipe, and it was all really muddy, and brought the dirt up to the top and piled it up, and when we came back the next day to finish the job, this was laying on the side of one of those piles of dirt, but it was all covered with mud, but you could see the form, and I just happened to walk by and picked it up, and that's how I found that. Real lucky there. This is made out of pink granite. It's a type of granite found in southeast Missouri at Elephant Rock, Stank Park, Johnson Shut-In. Kind of cool. And this disc coat I found in, got it here somewhere, 2009. I found it on the same bank I found these two axes, and I was walking along in the mud along the river, and I stepped on it. When I felt it hit my boot, I thought, oh, it might be an axe or something. So I dug down in the mud and pulled this out. I thought it was a nutting stone when I first found it. It was all covered in mud, and when I got it home, cleaned it off, I see it's actually a disc coil. Round. It's got a little damage right here on the side. But that was another lucky find. You just never know. You have to get out and walk along, and you can find them. Any of you guys found anything unusual like that without actually seeing it? Why don't you post a video of it, and we'd like to hear about it. So I guess that's about it today. Catch you later.